Okay, so um, as you can see, I'm using Keys of Moon, the Epic Hero, because it's something that you can use for background music that's not copyrighted, which is exactly what happened with the last video that I tried to post. I went back and checked it, and it does say blocked because of what I was listening to when I was recording the video. So it's a copyright. Um, but this video I made it. I just couldn't post it, upload it because of that. So this is from May 16th of 2021, and so I'm gonna basically just re-record it going off of the same notes that I had written for that one. If you're new to my channel, thanks for checking it out. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. Obviously, I don't post a lot. This is a very, it's kind of a hobby, I guess, but I don't, I don't do a lot of it. And I had put videos previously of like real, like ghost stories that I've experienced, and also, I did some stuff, some about true crime because I'm very into true crime. And this was, like I said, this was supposed to be May 16th of 2021. And it's a different kind of video. It's a mental health awareness video because for some reason there's still a stigma around mental health, and I don't understand it. I feel like if you could be the difference in somebody's life and just listen to what they're going through, sometimes that's all the person needs. And for speaking for myself, having depression sometimes, because a lot of people, even my family, will say like, "Oh, I don't understand," and I can't necessarily help you understand because even I don't always understand. It's a very complicated thing. So, alright, let's see. I had. Oh, yeah, this was bad. So, it says 1 week of feeling worthless, guilty, useless, and disgusted. 1 week of no motivation and very little care for myself or others. I barely left my bed for 5 days. For 5 days, I laid there, ate, watched YouTube, and didn't take my meds. Not enough hydration, way too many calories daily, and zero exercise. I didn't get dressed and barely interacted with anybody. I was completely off of Facebook for a few days, had Messenger muted. I took my Fitbit off these last few days and didn't even bother to use my CPAP machine. I didn't wash my hair for 5 days, maybe 6. It was, I always call it a rat's nest when it's all tangled. And I couldn't put my fingers through it at all. I probably could have easily convinced people that I was starting dreads. I usually wash my face frequently. I tend to like wash my face when I'm washing my hands in the bathroom a few times a day, but during this point, it says I didn't wash my face probably more than 3 times this week. Brushed my teeth a few times because when this shit happens, when you're in a slump, I call it, it can be mild, where maybe you're only feeling it for 2 days, but this particular one was really bad. And there can be many triggers and contributing factors to a slump. For, everybody's different. It may help to learn to identify some triggers, but it's not guaranteed to prevent the slump. I realized a few days ago that I needed to get out, but still didn't pull myself out until late yesterday, which was Saturday, May 15th. And when I say I realized it, I mean I actually assessed my situation and actually recognized the horrific level of self-sabotage that I was at. So at that time where I was living, I used to have a partner, and I had, my side of the bed. And when I would get like that, my side over there would, I used to call it my depression nest. So it says I cleaned up my depression nest, which was pretty bad, as you can imagine. Here's a list of what I can remember eating and cleaning up, just to give you an idea of how many calories I ate throughout the week. It's pretty disturbing. I even took some pictures of it to document it for myself, and started a list, which of course led me to consider making a video like this to possibly help bring awareness and, show people that if you go through this too, you're not alone. It can feel embarrassing and uncomfortable and awkward to put this out online, but I try to take any chance that I can to possibly help somebody else. And besides what others say about me, that's none of my business. So, judge me if you want to, criticize me if it makes you feel better. But, whatever you say, if you have something negative or judgmental to say, one of the biggest reasons it doesn't matter to me is because, trust me, nobody is harder on me than me. And to be perfectly honest, I just don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me or says about me. I'm a good person. We all have struggles, and whatever those may be, struggles represent differently. Whatever somebody's going through, the next person might be going something similar. But, there's all kinds of circumstances, obviously. And depression, that's, it's a really wide one because there's so many things that can affect it. But just for background, I have treatment-resistant depression. I also have an eating disorder. I have anxiety, insomnia, just to name a few of my personal struggles. And I've known about these things since, I think, I started to find out about these in 2019. So, I obviously knew that I ate too much and would go through phases where I would binge, but I didn't know there was a term for it. I didn't know that I had an eating disorder. and I didn't realize how badly depressed I was until talking to my doctor. And I tried several, medications. I've been on the same type now for a couple of years. Because, you have to find something that doesn't make you sick, doesn't feel like it's, just doing nothing. If you've been on any medication, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. It takes time to sort it out and figure out things that are going to actually work. So that was, just my little story to share my personal struggles, a little bit about me, and it's okay to struggle. Everybody has things that they go through. Everybody has struggled. Um, the thing is, don't give up. There's people to talk to, whether it's family or friends, professionals, hotlines, um, as someone that has experienced loss due to suicide, you know, definitely try to be upfront with the people important to you in your life. I know sometimes you can't win that struggle, I know, but try, don't give up. And whatever it is that you're struggling with, let me know if I can help. Compare notes or whatever. Just listen to you vent, whatever. Because little things like that, like I said, they can make a difference.